have to be offensive.
I am in love.
Adrenal. A secretion frame of reference. Physics.
How many countless nights have you spent studying information that you don't care about?
How many days have you come to school with a dead mind, only to realize that everyone else in your class looks like half-asleep zombies?
How many equations, facts, dates, and terms have you memorized right before a test, never to use again?
And how many A's did you get that will never be useful to you in your future?
I feel like today's education system should be based more upon specialty rather than, grabbing everybody in public school and teaching them all the same thing.
Education system should be more hands-on.
I would like less memorization, more projects, more creativity.
Well, honestly, school's just not my thing,
Nowadays, such a competitive thing, more than it was 20 years ago. So it's crazy, it's hyper-competitive, and it's just the way it is.
You have to have that passion and that interest and able to fully be invested in the work. A lot of the blame falls to the school for failing to inspire the students, and I think that's something they need to work on.
Students are always preparing for tests. So if everything in school is about how well students do on exams, kids will spend their time regurgitating facts from a book, memorizing concepts, and repeating them over and over and over again.
Schools have taught children to act as robotic test-taking machines, trained to pass every standardized test.
So what's wrong with this system?
Students should be using their minds for fascination rather than memorization.
These standardized tests we take measure kids' ability to memorize formulas and vocabulary. They do not measure kids' ability to think deeply or creatively.
Kids are missing out on having fun and doing shit that they actually like and care about.
And you'd rather just paint or make sculptures or I don't even know.
Albert Einstein once said, if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it is stupid.
Where they put people in boxes, you can get 1 of 3 scores, above average, average, and below average, and that's not how people work because people excel in different subjects.
It's fitting everybody into one box, and some people don't fit in that box, and it's well, okay, then you're stupid. No, you're not stupid, you just don't learn the way everybody else learns.
We all have different abilities and skills, so why do schools test classes full of different individuals on the same means? It makes even the most talented and smartest of kids feel like they are stupid because they are being judged by particular parts of the mind.
So to try to mandate that everybody do exactly the same thing, exactly the same way, and that everybody is going to be able to do the same thing, I don't know that makes a lot of sense in my world.
There are brilliant kids out there. Given the opportunity to show you what they know in a hands-on matter, may show you how smart they really are.
Sadly, we live in a world where a grade on a test determines your fate.
Not to toot my own horn or anything, but I may be good at some stuff outside of school, but I get straight C's, so, as a human, I ain't no C human. If you were to grade me on my humanity, I ain't no C, A+.
Every child feels like they are worth only as much as a statistic they receive, but these should not be a final judgment on a child's knowledge.
I will not let exam results decide what I am worth.
Grades just tell you how well you were able to understand that specific topic. They don't really tell you a lot about how you can function with that knowledge.
I think it measures a part of people, but not the whole picture, and not necessarily accurately either.
They just look at a number at your GPA or your SAT scores. They just look at numbers and then vote everybody out by numbers.
nobody looks at any full picture. It's so one-sided.
Students slouch under the weight of a system that expects them to perform well on tests that do not measure their true capabilities, and therefore do not measure their readiness for the next grade level, let alone life.
When you go off into the real world, you'll realize a solution at the back of the book isn't how reality works. And a test grade isn't what's going to prepare you for life's quests.
As far as actual life skills, such as, de-stressing oneself and balancing the checkbook and, putting gas in your car, things like that, no, we're not really teaching that, unfortunately, because we're so busy teaching the standards.
This is a failure. When someone asks you how to follow a recipe, can you follow a recipe? You can't just mark A.
They see things as assignments instead of as chances to problem solve or chances to be creative, and those kind of skills can apply anywhere in real life.
We've all had one of these moments in class before, where we just have to ask.
Yes, know that?
Why do we have to learn this if I'm never going to use it in my life?
When are you going to use it? You may not, but do you want to go to college? I mean, is that something that you guys want to do? Learning, going to high school, moving on to college, that's a part of having a better life. Know that?
All this monotonous work we do is for kids to go to college and thus get a job. But what if this route doesn't work? What if there were other ways to go about it? How would you really enjoy spending your life?
Our motivation in life should be passion. But this is lost as soon as we step into a system that trains us rather than inspires us. So think, what do you desire? Is it what you're taking in school right now?
Every child is different, yet within each class we are sected to be the same, and this suppresses the uniqueness that lies within each of us. And too often, we lose our creativity in search of one answer.
Education is about inspiring one's mind, not by filling students' heads with facts and statistics.
We don't want to focus on more school. We haven't even focused on what we want to do with our future at all. They don't help us with what we want to do with our future and leading us to our passions. I do not have that. I'm not being led to my passions, and I feel like I have no outlet to be creative and show who I am at all.
Every class I see as a study, not as a class I actually care about.
And there's so many classes that are mandated that there's no freedom to choose classes that you like.
Oh, it's just like checking off a box. Like I get like no enjoyment out of it.
So don't let the standard route of education stop you from doing what you love.
And let's turn this educational experience into our advantage.
By setting up this sort of stepping stone of moving from one school to the next school to this school and making that seem as if that's the most important thing really takes away from the learning, the true learning, that I think will pay off in the long run.
And it's hard and it's not fun. You're not enjoying it because you're not doing the things that you want to do. And you get smothered and depressed and it's horrible. And it's all because people have been telling you that you can't succeed unless you follow this route.
But just all these problems adding up to this big issue right here.
Today's education system is a work in progress.
I think the education would be a lot stronger had we had better reform. But again, where's the money going to come from? No one wants to pay for it. And where's the support going to come from?
It was once said, become the change you wish to see. And that was Mahatma Gandhi.
Education is not a mechanical system, it's a human system. It's about people.